Welcome to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order, and we are on Book 10 of the Star Wars Episode 1 Adventures, written by Ryder Wenham, and this one is called Festival of Warriors. This picks up where the last one left off. Jar Jar is at the festival now. I misspoke in my last review. He saved Captain Phasma from getting eaten by a fish, so she owes him a life debt, is what it is. And so she's trying to fulfill that life debt to him. Boss Nass is not happy because that's his niece, and he doesn't like seeing her do laundry for Jar Jar. He's getting mad at Jar Jar, but Jar Jar doesn't want any of that. He doesn't even want the life debt because, you know, I guess everything Jar Jar does is by mistake. But she is asking Jar Jar if he's going to compete in the Boss Big Nasty Free-for-All. And it's just something where all the Gungans go and do a couple of little, exhibition sports things, and there's elimination sometimes through it, but a lot of Gungans compete, more Gungans watch, and if you finish, it's like a marathon in a way. If you finish, the top 100, you're good. Boss Nass he won it 3 times in a row when he was young, and he still finishes in the top 50, which is impressive for a man of his age. But Phasma's going to compete. She wants Jar Jar to compete, so he competes. And then finally, Captain Tarpals will compete. Captain Tarpals he's come in the top 10, we're told, the past couple of years, but he's never won. And this is the book that focuses on Captain Tarpals. Now, as he's running through all the traps and, whatever the different activities they have to achieve, like, one is like basketball. They're either shooting the hoop, but Tarpals goes for the slam dunk, baby, and it's just weird. It's hill climbing, racing, stuff like that. All these weird things they gotta compete against each other on. And he and Phasma are neck and neck. Now somehow, he doesn't know how, but Jar Jar is bumbling his way through these challenges. He's a little bit behind, but he's still bumbling his way through. And that's what the adventure is Tarpals just doing one thing after the other, sometimes falling behind, sometimes he's ahead. He gets accused of cheating at one point, where then Boss Nass comes and says, "What? Captain Tarpals never cheats, And so, okay, I take it back. The accuser takes back his accusation. Tarpals was just smart. He didn't go down the path, he took a shortcut. That was legal. A lot of stuff is legal. This is like Calvin Ball from Calvin and Hobbes, from what I gather. So anyway, as this is going on, Boss Nass, before the competition started, he hears about mechanicals being in the woods. And you're thinking automatically Trade Federation, right? Wrong. It turns out there is a pirate, a Chiss pirate, Captain Swag. And he has something going on. He's going to try to steal a bunch of ancient relics from the Gungan sacred area. And he wants to keep them busy with other things and not have them, catch him in the act. So we're going to find out more about Captain Swag with 2 G's in the next book. But I do want to mention something else about Jar Jar. He is hardly in this. He's at the beginning and the end. It is kind of funny at the beginning he's there. There is some sad stuff. Ryder, I don't know if this was on purpose or not, but he kind of almost makes you feel sad for Jar Jar Binks. Hear me out here. Jar Jar's mom and dad didn't really like him, it says. Well, wow, really? Okay, now we know that George R. Binks' Tales story is really non-canon, but Ryder says, yeah, the parents never really, cared for Jar Jar that much. He was always clumsy or klutzy, and they always told him that, so it didn't look like he had a nice childhood. And Jar Jar doesn't have many friends today. No one wants to be his friend. So it's kind of embarrassing that Phasma is, hanging all over him and making sure he's being taken care of, because he's never had, close friends before. He doesn't know what to say. He feels awkward. Now, as I was thinking about this, it's kind of wild. Ryder's making me feel or pity Jar Jar, because if you think about it, yeah, he is very klutzy and goofy, but could that be nerves that he has friends now with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, and Jedi friends at that? Is that why he's just a little overtly clumsy? I mean, obviously not. That's his character. But at the same time, I was like, oh, wow. Maybe, Ryder, you got me feeling for Jar Jar. I think I started thinking about Jar Jar fiction. This is how weird this was. But I was thinking, oh, wouldn't it be weird if, there was a sad upbringing for Jar Jar and he just didn't have any friends? He was a kid that got made fun of. I mean, hey, you know what? Bullies, right? in this day and age, you know, people would have pitied Jar Jar. Jar Jar would have been the true victim because, I mean, heck, I would have even pushed him down and taken his oogie googie money or whatever the Gungans use as currency. But I thought that was interesting and a nice little touch. And even though this is based on Gungans, like I said before, it's really not that bad. Ryder actually makes it work, and he makes it enjoyable to boot. I'll explain more about that when Misa get to the book 3 of the... forget it, I'll see you then.